You're 14 years old. You're standing in a muddy pit in Sierra Leone, West Africa. The sun is burning. You've been digging for 12 hours straight. Your hands are bleeding. Your back is broken. And then you see it. A small, rough stone. Clear. About the size of a pebble. You pick it up. You show it to the overseer. He examines it. He nods. It's a diamond. Raw. Uncut. Worth maybe $200 in this pit. Worth $20,000 when it's polished and sold in New York. But you won't see any of that money. You'll get $2 for today's work. $2 for 12 hours of digging in hell. This is level 1. This is how blood diamonds are mined. And the blood, it's yours. And thousands like you. Children, slaves, dying in the dirt so someone in Manhattan can wear a ring. You're 14 years old. You live in a village outside Koidu, Sierra Leone. Your father died in the Civil War. Your mother is sick. You have 3 younger siblings. You need to feed them, so you go to the diamond fields. The overseer asks your age. You lie. I'm 18. He knows you're lying. He doesn't care. Child labor is illegal, but everyone does it anyway. He hands you a shovel. Pit number 7. Start digging. You climb down a rope ladder into a pit. It's 30 feet deep. The walls are unstable. They could collapse at any moment. 20 other diggers are down here. All young. All desperate. All digging. You dig for 12 hours. The sun is brutal. No shade. No breaks. You get 1 cup of water at noon. That's it. Your hands blister. Then they bleed. Then they callous. You dig through mud. Through clay. Through gravel. Looking for kimberlite. That's the rock that contains diamonds. Most of the time, you find nothing. But today, you find one. A small, clear stone. You show the overseer. He weighs it. 0.5 carats. Rough. He gives you 20,000 leones. That's about $2 for a diamond that will sell for $20,000 retail. You don't complain. $2 is $2. You go home. You give the money to your mother. She buys rice. Your family eats tonight. Tomorrow, you'll dig again. But the dangers are real. Last month, a pit collapsed. 5 diggers died, buried alive in mud. Nobody came to help. No rescue team. The bodies are still down there. The overseer just moved operations to a different pit. 2 weeks ago, a digger was shot. He tried to hide a diamond. Swallowed it. They killed him and cut him open to retrieve it. His body was left in the pit as a warning. This is the reality. You're not an employee. You're a slave. And diamonds are worth more than your life. You also see the rebel soldiers sometimes. This is 2002. The Civil War ended last year. But the RUF, the Revolutionary United Front, still operates in the diamond regions. They control some of the mines. They use the diamonds to buy weapons, to fund their war. They're the ones who cut off people's hands, arms, limbs, as punishment, as terror tactics. You've seen the victims, amputees begging on the streets of Freetown. Some were diamond miners who tried to escape. You don't try to escape. You just dig and pray you don't find a diamond big enough to get you killed. Over 3 million people died in the diamond wars in Africa, Sierra Leone, Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Diamonds and engagement rings finance this violence. The term blood diamond is literal. Leave a like if you didn't know. You're 17 now. You've been digging for 3 years. You found maybe 20 diamonds. Total value to you, $40. But you've learned something valuable. You can identify diamonds. Not just the obvious clear ones, but the subtle ones. The ones hidden in kimberlite. The ones other diggers miss. This skill makes you valuable. The overseer promotes you. You're now a sorter. You don't dig anymore. You sit at a sorting table. Diggers bring you rocks. You examine them. You separate the diamonds from the gravel. You get paid more. $10 per day. It's 5 times what you made as a digger. You feel rich. But the pressure is intense. If you miss a diamond, you get beaten. If you steal a diamond, you get killed. The overseer watches you constantly. There are other sorters. 10 of you. You're all competing. The overseer plays you against each other. He found 20 diamonds this week. You only found 15. Work harder or you're back in the pit. So you work harder. Your eyes hurt from straining. You examine thousands of rocks per day. 99.9% are worthless. But that 0.1%, that's what keeps the operation running. You also learn the economics. The diamonds you sort go to a buyer, a Lebanese merchant. He comes once a week. He buys the rough diamonds for $100 to $500 per carat, depending on quality. He sells them to a broker in Antwerp, Belgium. The broker sells them to De Beers or other major diamond companies. They cut and polish the diamonds. They sell them to jewelry stores in New York, London, Paris. A diamond you found for $2 sells retail for $20,000. You get 0.01% of the value. The buyer gets 10%. The broker gets 20%. De Beers gets 70%. This is the supply chain, and you're at the bottom. But you also see corruption. The overseer steals diamonds. He pockets the best ones before they reach the buyer. He has a deal with a different merchant, a black market dealer. He makes more from stealing than from his salary. Everyone steals. The security guards steal. The sorters steal if they can get away with it. The entire system is corruption on top of exploitation, on top of violence. One day, you find a big diamond, 5 carats, flawless. You know it's worth $50,000 rough. You could steal it. You could swallow it. You could run. But you've seen what happens to people who try. So you hand it to the overseer. He examines it. He smiles. He gives you a bonus. $50. You just made him $50,000. And you got $50. But you're alive. And that's what matters. De Beers controlled 90% of the world's diamond supply for decades. They created the Diamonds Are Forever campaign. They made diamonds essential for engagement. And they funded wars to maintain their monopoly. Marketing built on blood. You're 22 years old. You've been a sorter for 5 years. You've saved $2,000. That's a fortune in Sierra Leone. But you want more. You want out of the diamond fields. You want a real life. So when a smuggler approaches you with an offer, you listen. I need someone who can identify diamonds. Someone the border guards won't suspect. You're young. Clean record. You can cross into Liberia easily. I'll pay you $500 per trip. You say yes. You become a smuggler. A diamond courier. Your job is simple. You take rough diamonds from Sierra Leone to Liberia. The buyer in Liberia pays more. Why? Because Liberian diamonds aren't conflict diamonds. Sierra Leone diamonds are tainted. They funded the Civil War. International sanctions prohibit their sale. But Liberian diamonds? Clean. Legal. So smugglers take Sierra Leone diamonds across the border. They sell them as Liberian diamonds. They launder the diamonds. Just like money laundering, but with stones. You make the trip once a month. You hide 20 to 30 diamonds in your shoes, in your belt, in your clothes. You cross at a remote checkpoint. You bribe the guard with $100. He waves you through. You deliver the diamonds to a buyer in Monrovia. He pays you $500. You come back. Easy money. But the risks are real. Border guards sometimes don't take bribes. They arrest you. You'd face 10 years in prison. Rebels sometimes ambush smugglers. They take the diamonds and kill the courier. Government soldiers sometimes patrol the forests. They shoot smugglers on sight. No trial. No arrest. Just execution. One trip, you almost get caught. A new border guard. He doesn't know the system. He searches you. Thoroughly. You've hidden the diamonds inside your cheek. Between your gum and your teeth. He doesn't find them. But if he had, prison. Or worse. You also start working for bigger players. Not just local buyers. International buyers. A contact in Antwerp. He wants high-quality diamonds. Flawless. Colorless. D-grade. You source them from the mines. You smuggle them out of Sierra Leone. You fly to Liberia. Then to Ghana. Then to Belgium. You hand-deliver them. He pays you $5,000 per trip. You're making real money now. $60,000 per year. You buy a house. A car. You have a girlfriend. You're living well. But you know it can't last. The UN is cracking down. The Kimberley Process Certification Scheme is launching. It's designed to stop blood diamond trade, to track diamonds from mine to market, to prevent conflict diamonds from being sold. If it works, your business is over. The Kimberley Process, 2003. was supposed to end blood diamonds, but it's full of loopholes. Zimbabwe, DRC, CAR still export conflict diamonds labeled as clean. The system is broken by design. Diamonds are still bloody. You're 28 years old. You've been smuggling for 6 years. You've made over $300,000. You've built connections. You know miners. You know sorters. You know smugglers. You know the entire supply chain. So you become a buyer. You stop taking risks crossing borders. Now you stay in one place. Monrovia, Liberia. Smugglers come to you. You buy their diamonds. You sell to international brokers. You're a middleman, but a profitable one. You buy diamonds at $500 per carat. You sell at $2,000 per carat. You're making 300% profit. Your operation is sophisticated now. You have an office, a legitimate import-export business as a front. You have lawyers. You have accountants. You launder money through real estate, through businesses, through offshore accounts in Dubai. You're making $500,000 per year. You're wealthy by any standard, but you're also paranoid. You have security, armed guards. You don't trust anyone, because in the diamond trade, trust gets you killed. You've seen it happen. A buyer gets too trusting. A smuggler robs him, kills him, takes the diamonds and the cash. You don't let that happen. You conduct business in public places, restaurants, hotels, always armed, always watching. You also deal with dangerous people, warlords, former RUF commanders. They control diamond mines in remote areas. They sell you diamonds. You don't ask where they came from. You don't ask how many people died mining them. You just buy. One of your suppliers is a man called Colonel Blood. Not his real name. His nickname. Because he's covered in blood. Literally. He tortured hundreds of people during the war. Cut off limbs. Burned villages. Now he runs a diamond mine. Uses forced labor. Child soldiers as security. He sells you 50 carats per month. High quality. Flawless. Worth $100,000. You pay him $30,000. He reinvests in weapons. Ammunition. He's preparing for another war. And you're funding it. But the Kimberley process is tightening. International pressure is increasing. The UN is investigating diamond buyers in Liberia. Your name comes up. You're on a watch list. You need to legitimize. So you register your business. You get Kimberley process certification. You claim your diamonds come from legitimate Liberian mines. You pay off government officials to sign the paperwork. The certificates are fake, but they look real. And that's all that matters. You continue smuggling Sierra Leone diamonds, but now they have Liberian certificates. They're clean. You sell them to Antwerp, to New York, to Tel Aviv, and nobody asks questions, because the system is designed not to ask questions. The Kimberley process has certified over 99.8% of diamonds as conflict-free. But experts estimate 10 to 15% are still blood diamonds with fake certificates. The certification is theater. The blood continues. You're 35 years old. You've made over $3 million. You've moved to Antwerp, Belgium, the diamond capital of the world. 80% of the world's rough diamonds pass through Antwerp. You're now an international broker. You buy rough diamonds from Africa. You sell to cutters and polishers. You deal in millions. Your office is in the Diamond District, a small square-mile area where billions of dollars of diamonds change hands daily. You're legitimate now. You have a registered business. You pay taxes. You employ people. But you still deal in blood diamonds. You just hide it better. Your system is sophisticated. You receive shipments from Liberia, Congo, Angola. Each shipment has Kimberley process certificates. Most are fake, but you don't check. You don't want to know. You just buy the diamonds. You sell them to cutting houses, mostly Israeli and Indian firms. They cut and polish the diamonds. They transform rough stones into brilliant gems. They sell to jewelry manufacturers. The diamonds end up in Tiffany, Cartier, De Beers, on the fingers of brides in America, on the necks of celebrities at the Oscars. And nobody knows. Nobody knows that diamond was mined by a 12-year-old child in Sierra Leone, that it funded a warlord in Congo, that people died for it. You're making $2 million per year. You live in a penthouse in Antwerp. You drive a Bentley. You wear Rolex watches. Ironically, no diamond jewelry. Too obvious. You vacation in Monaco. You have a yacht. You're living the dream. But you're also committing crimes. The European Union has investigators looking into blood diamond smuggling. Your name is on a list. They're building a case. Money laundering. Sanctions violations. Fraud. You could face 20 years in a Belgian prison. So you prepare. You move money offshore. Cayman Islands. Switzerland. Dubai. You buy real estate under shell companies. You create an exit strategy. And then the arrests start. Not you. Not yet. But your suppliers. The buyers in Liberia. The smugglers. The warlords. The UN arrests them. International Criminal Court prosecutes them for crimes against humanity. War crimes. Using diamonds to fund violence. Some get life sentences. Some get executed. You're next. You know it. The investigators have your bank records. Your emails. Your shipping manifests. They're just building the case. You have maybe 6 months before they move. So you run. You don't wait for the arrest. You liquidate everything. You move $10 million offshore. You fly to Dubai. You disappear. You change your name. You start over. But you can never go back to Europe. Never go back to America. You're a fugitive. And the diamonds? They're still being sold. Someone else took over your business. The supply chain continues. The blood continues. Antwerp Diamond District handles $54 billion in diamonds annually. Experts estimate $5 to $8 billion, 10 to 15%, are blood diamonds. That's up to $8 billion in blood money, flowing through one neighborhood in Belgium every year. Belgium, you're 40 years old. You've been on the run for 5 years. You live in Dubai under a false identity. You changed your name. You had plastic surgery to alter your face. You don't exist anymore. Your old life is gone. Your family thinks you're dead. Your friends don't know where you are. You're alone. But you're free. Sort of. Dubai doesn't extradite to most countries. As long as you stay here, you're safe. But you're also trapped. You can't leave. If you fly to Europe, you get arrested. America? Arrested. Africa? Probably arrested. Even Asia is risky. You're limited to UAE, some parts of Middle East, maybe Russia. Your world has shrunk. The money is good. You have $10 million in offshore accounts. You live in a luxury apartment in Dubai Marina. You drive an Audi R8. You eat at expensive restaurants. But you're paranoid. Every time you see police, you tense up. Every time someone looks at you twice, you worry they recognized you. You don't sleep well. You have nightmares about prison, about trials, about life sentences. You wake up sweating. You're rich, but you're not happy. Money can't buy peace of mind. And you have none. You also see the news. The blood diamond trade continues. New players replaced you. Congo is worse than ever. The DRC has the worst diamond violence in the world. Militias control mines. They use child soldiers. They rape women. They massacre villages. All for diamonds. And the diamonds still reach the market. Still get sold as conflict-free. The Kimberley process failed. Everyone knows it failed. But nobody stops it. Because diamonds are an $80 billion industry. Too big to reform. Too profitable to shut down. So the blood continues. And you contributed to it. You funded warlords. You enabled violence. You made millions from suffering. And now you're living in a golden cage. Rich. Isolated. Haunted. Interpol has a red notice for you. International arrest warrant. Your face is in their database. If you're caught, you'll be extradited to Belgium. You'll face trial. The charges, money laundering, fraud, sanctions violations, possibly crimes against humanity if they can prove you knowingly funded war crimes. You're looking at 25 years in prison. Minimum. So you stay in Dubai. You live carefully. You don't draw attention. You don't make mistakes. But you know it can't last forever. Dubai is changing. They're cooperating more with international law enforcement. In 5 years, maybe 10, they might extradite you. And then it's over. You're 45 years old. You've been in Dubai for 10 years. And then it happens. Dubai signs an extradition treaty with the EU. It's part of a trade deal. Economic cooperation. In exchange for better trade terms, Dubai agrees to cooperate with international law enforcement, including extraditing wanted criminals. The news breaks. You see it on TV. Your heart stops. You have maybe a week before they come for you. Maybe less. You consider running again. Where? Russia? They might take you. Venezuela? Cuba? But you're tired of running. You're 45 years old, and you've been running for a decade. So you don't run. You wait. The police come 3 days later. Dubai police. Interpol agents. Belgian prosecutors. They arrest you in your apartment. They cuff you. They read your rights. You don't resist. What's the point? They fly you to Brussels. You're held in a Belgian prison. The trial lasts 18 months. The prosecution presents evidence. Bank records showing $50 million in blood diamond transactions. Testimony from former employees who flipped. Satellite photos of you meeting with warlords. Shipping manifests proving you smuggled conflict diamonds. The evidence is overwhelming. You try to defend yourself. I didn't know they were conflict diamonds. Nobody believes you. The jury deliberates for 6 hours. Guilty on all counts. Money laundering. Fraud. Sanctions violations. The judge also finds you complicit in crimes against humanity. You funded warlords who committed atrocities. Massacres. Amputations. Child soldiers. By buying their diamonds, you enabled their crimes. The judge sentences you to 35 years in prison. You're 47 years old. You'll be 82 when you're released. If you survive that long. Prison in Belgium is harsh. You're in a maximum security facility. No luxury. No comfort. Just concrete and time. You think about your life. You started as a 14-year-old digger making $2 per day. You climbed to a multimillionaire broker. You made over $15 million in your career. But you lost everything. Your freedom. Your family. Your identity. And for what? Diamonds. Shiny rocks. They're not even rare. De Beers has warehouses full of diamonds. They artificially restrict supply to keep prices high. The whole industry is a scam. And you destroyed your life for it. You enabled the deaths of thousands. Children in mines. Villages massacred. Also, someone in New York could have a ring. The blood diamond trade continues. Even now. In 2025. Congo. Central African Republic. Zimbabwe. Angola. Children are still digging. Warlords are still funding wars with diamonds. Buyers are still laundering them. Brokers are still selling them. The Kimberley process is still failing. And diamonds are still on fingers everywhere. Blood diamonds. All of them. Because the supply chain is so corrupted that you can't separate clean from bloody anymore. They're all tainted. Every diamond has blood on it, including yours. This is the rank system, where we show you every level of the world's most dangerous hierarchies. Blood diamonds promised wealth. They delivered war, death, and life sentences. If you made it this far, hit subscribe. Next week, we're breaking down every rank in a match-fixing syndicate, from corrupting referees to international betting operations. And remember, the Kimberley process failed. 10 to 15% of diamonds are still blood diamonds. Every time you buy a diamond, you might be funding violence in Africa. Lab-grown diamonds exist. They're identical. They're cheaper. And nobody dies for them. Choose wisely.